Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today's video is about Steven Gerrard moving to Rangers as manager. So the latest developments in the last couple of hours has seen that Steven Gerrard has agreed a 3-year contract with Rangers to become the full-time manager according to Sky sources. So this article goes on to say, Sky Sports News understands Gerrard will arrive today in Glasgow to finalise and sign his contract, with Gary McAllister coming in as his number 2 for also a 3-year deal. Gerrard shook hands on the deal with Rangers hierarchy last night in London after returning from Rome, where he watched Liverpool get through on aggregate and into the final of the Champions League. On Tuesday, he said that he was going to talk after Thursday because of a couple of he was busy. So basically, he was a part of the punditry for the game between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, and he was out in Rome as part of the punditry for the Liverpool-Roma game. Goes on to say, Director of Football Mark Allen and Head of Scouting Andy Scolding convinced Gerrard to take the plunge into management at Rangers. The pair have connections with the former Liverpool captain from their time with England. It is understood Gerrard asked for insurances on transfer budget before agreeing to the role, which I think is a great idea. Gerrard, 37, has been working with the Liverpool Academy since April last year and will now take over from Graham Murty, who was sacked earlier this week. Murty was set to manage Rangers until the end of the season, but the day after their 5-0 loss to Celtic and talks about Gerrard, he left his job. They are currently 13 points behind Celtic in 3rd place. Well, you know, at the end of the day, he's got to start somewhere. The fact is, would he go up to the full team at Liverpool? Probably not. He needs to get his mark in somewhere, and that's what he's doing, and fair play to him. At the end of the day, he's got to start somewhere, and he's decided to start at Rangers. And, you know, he's got to start somewhere. At the end of the day, he's not going to walk into the Liverpool job. And at the end of the day, I know this sounds really harsh, but if he's a shit manager, he'd rather be a terrible, awful manager at Rangers than Liverpool. It taints his legacy. He is, you know, the biggest of biggest legends at Liverpool Football Club. And that is something that could happen, and it would really damage him as a manager. And as a player at Liverpool, it would really damage what he's done and achieved at the club. So, at the end of the day, 3 years is a lot. Hopefully they give him enough time to, you know, bed in his own players and work with the squad. Because it's going to be tough. He's not going to go over there and there be an overnight success. He's not a miracle worker. You know, at the end of the day, Rangers are so far behind Celtic, it's scary. You know, 13 points behind, it's a lot. And last year, Celtic finished on 106 points and unbeaten. So Brendan Rodgers has got them firing on all cylinders. They're probably going to win the treble again. Won the treble last year. I just hope they give him time and see what he can do. Hopefully he does very well. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that a manager of a club has come from a captaincy of a club, a bit like Tony Adams, as I mentioned on my previous video, and it doesn't work out for whatever reason. But there have been cases, Pep Guardiola, of players coming excellent managers. So you don't know. He needs time. He needs a good budget to work with, and he needs the backing of everybody. It's going to be hard for him, but at the end of the day, I respect him for going there. It's going to be hard for him, no doubt about it. Will he win the league there? Probably not. But if he can just, you know, maintain some sort of at least a title race, I think the Rangers fans would be happy with that for a couple of years. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I respect him a lot for having a go. He could have just stayed at Liverpool Academy and waited for a chance that may never happen. But I'm glad that he's, you know, willing to leave and try and... It's a decent job, you know. Rangers are a huge side. one of the biggest sides in Britain. I mean, they're nothing on like Manchester United, etc., but they are a massive club in Britain. They'd probably be part of the, you know, top 10 biggest clubs in Britain. So, you know, it's a good chance for him. And I really, really hope he does well at Rangers. But I think it'll be a hell of a tough job. You know, when it was announced, I was expecting to go with some experienced name or somebody that's been about a bit, or somebody like, I don't know, Sam Allardyce, who, you know, gets the best out of players, but it's all fucking negative. But I know they've gone through a different route, and sometimes it pays off. Had anybody really heard of David Wagner when he took over at Huddersfield? No. But look what he's done. Nuno Santo, who's at Wolves, was relatively unknown. He's done great. And sometimes things go, you know, at the end of the day, it's 50-50. It works or it doesn't. And fair play to them for trying something different. It might not work out, but who knows? It can't be any worse than Pedro Caixinha. It was absolutely bloody useless. But at the end of the day, I wish Gerrard all of the best at Rangers, and it'll always be the way it is. It'll always be two teams. In the moment, it's just one team. But I hope that expectations are really kept where they should be, where second place and maybe a sort of a title race at least. But if they want him to come in and overthrow Celtic and win everything, then he's only going to fail. But if they give him the resources to work, who knows what he can do? And he's a big name. He is a massive name. Word of Moussa Dembele, Scott Sinclair, etc. have signed for Celtic. If Brendan Rodgers wasn't there, probably not. And maybe there'll be a few players who will be signing for Rangers who you think, oh wow, because of him being there. And they people my age, sort of 22, 23, up to like 25 and slightly younger, would obviously have grown up with Gerrard. Liverpool are a massive club. A lot of people my age support Liverpool, and mainly because of their dads who also supported Liverpool throughout the 80s when they were very successful and whatever. But the fact is, a lot of people my age would go. I mean, like if your hero is somewhere, you'd go. I mean, I would imagine a lot of people are very keen on Steven Gerrard, and that is something that they wouldn't get if they appointed, I don't know, Derek McGuinness from Aberdeen, who turned down the job. I can't think of many people, to be honest, off the top of my head, who are in Scotland. Or Steve Clarke, who was at Kilmarnock. You know, people aren't going to be, oh, Steve Clarke's there. But people will be, oh, Steven Gerrard's there. And a chance to work with Steven Gerrard would entice some people. Let me know your thoughts down below on this and how you think he'll do, and how you feel about him going to Rangers when he could have just stayed on at his job with the under-18s. Thank you so much for watching. I recently passed 200 subscribers, so thank you everyone for that. I am Mike, and I will see you soon.